We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. We're dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. Search but you stay lost. We're reaching for the stars. We're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow.
I need you again, so stick around. So stick around.
world around us. They don't need to know. Come find me where the sun sets and say you'll never let me go. You're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide away I love. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. Broken love. Broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. They don't know how we love when we're letting close. With you, I know I belong. Without all eyes on us, you're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide away I love. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love. You'll always be my broken love. We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. We're dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. You search but you stay lost. Search but you stay lost. We're reaching for the stars. We're making this too hard. And I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show. 'Cause you're too
again. So stick around. So stick around.
Leave the world around us. They don't need to know. Come find me where the sun sets and say you'll never let me go. You're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide where I belong. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love. You're so don't let it go. I know you feel it. Cause you'll always be my broken love. They don't know how we love when we're letting close. With you, I know I belong. Without all eyes on us, you're the one I want. Say you need me. Hide where I belong. Don't let go. I know you feel the same. Say you need me. 'Cause you'll always be my broken love. Broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love. Cause you'll always be my broken love. You're so don't let go. I know you feel it. Cause you'll always be my broken love. We are dreaming in the dark. We are nothing more than dust. Search but you stay lost. We are reaching for the stars, but we're making this against your heart, and I wonder where you are. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow. Mysterious, that's the part you always show, 'cause you're too curious. Maybe you should take it slow.
Good morning. Good morning. How y'all doing? Happy Monday. Hope y'all are having a good day today. Let me turn this down. It's been a little bit of a rough weekend, but hey, we got this. We got this, you know. It is what it is, right? We're going to get through this week one way or another. Like we always do, little Fallons. All my little felons and Fallons. I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you guys for showing up and hanging out. I got tired. We gotta get we gotta talk about this case because it's crazy as hell. There's been a whole lot of twists and turns, and I mean we got all the time in the world to talk about Sean, and all them, but Sebastian's case, there's nothing new going on. There's nothing new at all going on. So with that being said, we're gonna keep it moving and find something, interesting to talk about while we wait for any kind of leads or anything new to come on, come up with or whatever. So it's this case. Yeah, there's definitely other cases that need attention. And I'm tired of fucking feeding into this other bullshit that's not going anywhere. It's not getting anywhere, and all it's really doing is feeding Sean's ego, in my opinion, and Betty's too. So the more we talk about it, the more they keep their numbers and all their shit going. So I think it's time we find something else to talk about too. Like I said, there's other cases that need attention, and this one right here is it's been pretty crazy. Also, right now, it's not an ongoing active investigation. She's actually not even listed as like a person missing. Her family says she's missing. The police are saying she left on her own at this point. That she's an adult and she can do what she wants to do on her own. Her family's saying absolutely not. Something happened. Something bad happened to her. It was actually just said that her dad took his own life recently, like the last day or two. So we're gonna get into this real quick. Her name is Hannah Kobayashi, I guess. We'll play some news clips so we can get everybody caught up. Yesterday at 4:15 a.m. That's sad. That's really sad, man. Yeah, they're saying basically. So the police are saying they don't. They're SF has went out and searched as well. The police are saying one thing, the family's saying another. So yeah, it's kind of different. Like I said, we can jump into it, y'all. It's kind of crazy. There's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. Apparently, this is one of her. Apparently, she was going on a trip, and this was on her bucket list. Her and her boyfriend had tickets to fly out to LA. They're from Maui. They both flew out to Maui, or from Maui, they both flew out to LAX, and they both made it there, but only he returned. So let's see. She's 30 years old. No need to run away. Yeah. Well, there's something else going on though. I can tell you that. There's some kind of something going on, in my opinion. But we'll start. I think it's been like 9 or 10 days now. So oh, she booked a job. Okay. Day 15. So today's day 15 and she booked a job in New York City. So she was on her way to New York City and there was a layover. Or she had missed her flight, actually, is what it was. Let's play the news clip so I don't want to get any misinformation. So let's do that. Let's see here. They have a timeline set up for right now. Like they have a timeline of there we go. Here's one right here. We'll pop this one on. Then after this, we'll get into Dolly going off on. Hold on one second. After this, we'll get into Dolly going the fuck off on Nick and Betty when we're done going over this. We'll get into the drama later.
To New York, but mysteriously vanished while on a stopover in Los Angeles. This is the last haunting video of Hannah as she just happened to walk by an event promoting LeBron James sneakers. Jim Murray spoke with family members who are.
And if I remember correctly, this is someone's YouTube video.
Desperate for answers.
Mystery is swirling around the disappearance of a young woman headed to New York City. This surveillance photo shows Hannah Kobayashi arriving at LAX on November 8th from her home state of Hawaii. The 30-year-old photographer was en route to New York City, but missed her connecting flight by mere minutes.
We have confirmed footage of her running and trying to catch the flight.
I spoke to Hannah's two aunts and father.
I'm just twisting and turning for the last week about what's going on.
So what happened to Hannah? Here's one clue. 2 days after she landed in LA, a videographer just happened to capture footage of the missing woman attending a Nike LeBron James merchandise event at the Grove shopping mall. Notice she's wearing headphones and a backpack. Next day, her phone pinged at LAX. She also texted something unsettling to her family. I just finished a very intense spiritual awakening. I'm heading back to the airport to get to NYC. I might need some help getting there. There was also another troubling text. I got hacked. I can't fly. I got tricked pretty much into giving away my funds for someone I thought I loved.
She felt scared, unsafe, just strange things.
They say Hannah's ex-boyfriend was also on her flight to LA, but believe he has nothing to do with her disappearance.
That is not the focus of the investigation at this time.
Now comes another sighting of Hannah at a downtown metro station. Her family says authorities showed them footage 7 days ago of Hannah and that she did not appear to be in good condition. And she was not alone.
We can confirm that our suspicions are real and that there seems to be something nefarious. She was with someone and it did not seem okay.
Hannah's family says she had just booked her first job as a professional photographer in New York and would never have intentionally missed her flight.
Yeah, so they're saying she would have never missed her flight. Now, her family is very, very upset, and they are like begging for help. Now see this? Okay, so this guy's daughter's been missing for 2 weeks. Ryan is his name. Ryan's daughter's been missing for 2 weeks, and they found him unalived yesterday.
Breaking news in the search for a missing woman from Maui. Hannah Kobayashi's father, Ryan, was found dead today near LAX. The LA County coroner confirmed his death, but neither the coroner nor LAPD would confirm the cause of death. The 58-year-old Kobayashi's body was found near a parking structure, and LAPD confirmed they responded to a call at about 4 this morning in that area. Hannah Kobayashi was on a layover at LAX on her way to New York when she left the airport and vanished. Her family feared that she had been kidnapped or the victim of human trafficking.
Well, all new this morning, a strange twist in the disappearance of a woman who vanished after landing at LAX earlier this month.
Yeah, Ron joins us now with the very latest on this case. Hi, Ron.
All right, you guys, the missing woman is 31-year-old Hannah Kobayashi. She was traveling from Maui to LAX and then was supposed to get on a connecting flight to New York, but never made that second flight and seemingly just disappeared. And this morning, in a bizarre twist, we've learned that her father, who had gone to LA to search for her, has been found dead himself at the airport. So this is the newest development. In fact, he was just giving interviews the other day to media in Los Angeles. You can see him right there talking to our sister station, Fox 11. 58-year-old Ryan Kobayashi found dead at LAX at one of the parking structures. The county coroner's office confirming his death, saying they will investigate, but it appears that he may have jumped to his death from the top of the parking garage. And here are the posters that have been handed out. Surveillance video, his daughter, Hannah, got to LAX, had quick layover, but the video shows her getting off the plane, but then never making that second flight to New York. According to authorities, the 30-year-old could be in extreme danger. Her family feared that she might have been kidnapped or drugged or even become a victim of human trafficking. In fact, her sisters come forward to say her last few messages and even social media posts were strange and didn't even sound like her.
It's very unlike her to just disappear. Even in those text messages, it just did not seem like her, or it just seemed like someone else, or maybe someone did something to her to alter her state of mind, because it's not how she normally speaks. She's one of the most grounded people that I know.
Her family has been working with LAPD and the FBI in handing out flyers regarding her disappearance in LA. But again, she remains missing. New clues do keep emerging. There's footage now that shows her at the Grove shopping center in LA the day after she missed that New York flight. But 2 days after that, video shows her then heading back to LAX, but no sign she ever got on a flight. And now her father found dead at a parking garage at LAX. So we will continue to follow this bizarre story, you guys.
Yeah, so this is pretty crazy. I can say without a doubt her dad didn't jump off that parking garage Tiger. Well, I mean, I'm hoping they're investigating it, to be honest. I'm sure they probably are. They did say they were not investigating a missing persons case. This is not an open and active investigation. The police believe that she's a grown adult and has the right to leave and live how she wants to live. So they don't believe, the police, and from my understanding, don't believe she's missing. Let me go grab SF's post. He went out there and he went and searched, I think for 2 days. Let me go grab his post. All right, here's his post, and he says he actually has a lot to say. I finished searching for Hannah Kobayashi for the day. Oh my goodness, 1 second. My birds are not having it today. So, okay, it says, I finished searching for Hannah Kobayashi for the day and have decided to step back from the search altogether. I have seen much of the evidence, and I now believe there is a strong possibility that Hannah is seeking time alone and may be exploring a spiritual path. One detail that continues to raise questions is her travel itinerary. We were informed that she was flying from Maui to JFK via LAX. However, I've surveillance footage shows her deplaning at LAX without any bags, followed by footage of her leaving the LAX baggage claim area with a suitcase and backpack displaying claim tickets. If her bags were only checked to LAX, then her ticket was only booked to LAX. By law, passengers cannot check their luggage to a destination they are not traveling to. Even if her bags were rerouted, this would mean she filed a report at LAX and remained there for at least 16 hours to retrieve them. Additionally, Hannah posted on Instagram from an event at the Grove in Los Angeles. She had previously expressed a desire to visit the Redwoods in Northern California. All right. Let's see here. Citing a deep personal connection to the area, she even has a close friend posting and encouraging her to continue her path to stay on her journey. Despite media reports suggesting hard evidence that Hannah is being drugged and trafficked, the LAPD has classified her as a voluntarily missing person. If there were concrete evidence of abduction or trafficking, she would be categorized as endangered, and her case would be handled as an abduction. To date, the LAPD detectives have not made any public statements about this case, despite widespread media attention. I'm not suggesting that the search for Hannah should cease. However, I personally feel uncomfortable continuing without clear evidence that she is not voluntarily a missing person. We cannot be certain of her circumstances, and I would be deeply troubled to play a role in returning someone to a situation they may have been trying to escape. To be clear, I have no definitive proof that she hasn't been abducted or is not being held against her will. She very well could be. But my professional instinct leads me to believe that stepping back is the right course of action for now. If Hannah happens to see this message, I hope she understands that she can contact law enforcement to confirm her safety. It is not a crime to go missing, and law enforcement will not disclose her location if she is safe and capable of caring for herself. And then it says 100% they need to find her and let law enforcement evaluate her. I don't like that they are asking people to call them with sightings. They need to let Ellie and the crisis counselors evaluate her and approach her. So, obviously, there's more going on, but her family continues to keep saying that something's not right. Something is not right. There's something not right. The text messages that they got are not messages that she would write. They said the verbiage wasn't even anything that she would have even typed to them. So her family's saying one thing, and then other people are saying others. So here's another one from SF. It says here, my point is there's surveillance footage of her collecting her bags at LAX baggage claim, so they don't appear to have been checked through to JFK. I have that surveillance, but I am not sure if I'm allowed to share it or not, so I won't. But she collected her bags at LAX and had them on the train as well. So someone else says, can you share the date, timestamp of the footage in the baggage claim? I have heard that she came back to LAX on November 11th to pick up her bags, and she was seen on the 11th with her luggage. Not sure, but not before. So is she wearing the same clothing from November 8th at the baggage claim? So SF answers with that and says, here, I'll put this up. My post said, even if her bags were rerouted, this would mean she filed a report at LAX and remained there for at least 16 hours to retrieve them. So the abduction theory doesn't work. She had to file a claim to have her bags rerouted. She didn't attempt to get to New York City. Instead, she went to the effort to reroute her bags to LAX. She went to a LeBron James event, and then another day she went to a Christina Ricci book signing or some event Ricci was holding. And he says, I don't know. And then he says, I don't know if she picked up her bags because they were checked to LAX, or if she had her bags rerouted from JFK to LAX. Either way, she wasn't on standby. If she rerouted her bags back to LAX from JFK, she terminated her ticket, which would be correct. So there's obviously more going on than what's being put out from my understanding. And I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to, find someone that's not wanting to be found. You know what I mean? Okay, now he says, here's the next one. Here's the next post. So he says, I am getting messages from family of Hannah Kobayashi claiming I am saying that I am related to the family and doing a private investigation. And they said that they want to control the narrative. I'm not sure where they are getting that false information. Below are the links to the 4 tweets I have made about this case. A public plea was made to search for Hannah, and a missing person specialist and search and rescue specialist. I dedicated 2 8 to 10 hour days of searching. As an investigator, I asked questions and obtained information and imagery. My tweets are my personal thoughts based on the evidence I have seen. I never said the family is lying. I just pointed out, in my professional opinion, this is a voluntary missing case and nothing points to abduction or drugging. That is all. That all starts with the fact that her ex-boyfriend made the connecting flight, so there was enough time. Your luggage is not sent back to your connection. Okay, your luggage is not sent back to your connection city when you are on standby. There were 12 flights within 24 hours from LAX to JFK on AA, the American Airlines, that were not full, so she would have cleared the standby list. There is surveillance, which I have images from, of her in LAX baggage claim with her checked bags all alone using her phone. She attended at least 2 events hosted by LeBron James and Christina Ricci in Los Angeles. There is more that is personal, so I won't share, but I am entitled to my professional opinion. A family should be searching, not controlling the narrative. The narrative is what the narrative is. If you are controlling it, it's not the actual truth. There is also a reason that she is not listed as an endangered missing, and there hasn't been comments from any law enforcement. So the family says, yes, something is very wrong, very, very wrong. They're not believing it. They're not buying it. They said, no, absolutely not. This is not her. This is not normal. She would not do this. And most people know their family members. However, she has, was talking and has been talking about this spiritual awakening. And it was something that she had on her bucket list. If she just had a small layover in LA, I don't see why she would try to go to these events instead of just waiting at the airport. So it kind of does make me think that she didn't have a layover or a flight to New York City. She just had one to LA. However, her boyfriend's the one that made these plans, or bought the tickets and made the tickets, ordered the tickets, whatever. So it's hard to tell. But here's JLR Magnolia from today. Listen to this. Here they go. Magnolia was spilling some beans here. Let's see here. Let me get it up to where she's
recognizes her, sees her somewhere, and we can.
Now, see, her sister went on NewsNation and said that there's something most definitely wrong, that they were getting text messages that aren't even from her. Why was her ex on that same flight? They flew out together. Her ex is the one that made the plans. Like, he's the one that made the flights, you know? So dad was found near LAX, not at LAX. Either way, the timeline isn't making sense. No, it's not. And matter of fact, here, hold on. Magnolia should hit the link if she's here. I don't know if she is here. I just know that she was on this morning. Somebody sent me a message and said, did you know that Magnolia has, looked into this case? And she was talking to JLR about it this morning. And I said, no, I didn't. So I went over to listen for a minute. Let's see. Let's go grab this email. Or let's go. Kodo made a video. We'll go grab it real quick. I'm going to get in my email and get it out. Kodo, I can't even find your video. It's not linked. It's not my email. Where'd you send it? The one you made this morning or whatever that you wanted me to show? I don't know where it's at. I can't even find it. I don't know where you sent it, and I've looked everywhere and can't seem to find it. So maybe if you want to email it over or shoot me the link or something, or let me know where I can find it. Let me know, girl. Yeah, I don't know. It's not. I don't know why the sound's not. I got the sound down, but it's not reading nothing. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Anyhow, I'll just play the news clips. I'm not worried about it. It's not that serious. Hold on. I found it, and I don't know what the fuck I just did, but anyhow. So pretty much that's what's going on with it. I don't know if you guys have heard about it, if you know anything about this case, or if you guys have been paying attention to it, or if you guys are still with watching the Sebastian stuff, or what's going on. So I will go find some. Let me see here. One of her NewsNation did with her, either her cousin or sister or aunt or somebody. Somebody was there talking about her on the NewsNation clip. Let me see if I can find this. I think it's like 2 or 3 days ago. Let's see here. What's up, B-Thug? How you doing?
What's up? What's up? I found the link.
You heard of this case already?
No, I've read a little bit, not too much, but I found the timeline, the video that you're discussing with Kodo.
Yeah. That's I have it too now, and it's all good. It's okay.
Okay, cool. So give me one moment. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Of the missing Hawaii woman last seen here in Los Angeles was found dead this morning near LAX. Ryan Kobayashi recently traveled to LA to help search for his daughter, Hannah. The 30-year-old woman vanished earlier this month after missing her connecting flight to New York. Family members say that they received strange text messages from Hannah. This was on November 11th and have not heard from her since. The LA County Medical Examiner confirms her father was found dead in a parking lot, but the cause of death is not listed. Any information about Hannah's whereabouts should be given to the LAPD.
No, I'm looking for the interview with her sister, aunt, or whatever, whoever she is. I don't know who she is, to be honest. And no, I didn't step away. I just was looking for it and couldn't find it. No, there's no sound, Tribal Gal. When I say, hey, I'm going to go look for something and there's not somebody else up here, I usually tend to mute because I have dogs and birds and, my house is loud, so it's... I'm sorry, go ahead.
What are you looking for? The Hana Kobayashi surveillance video made family extremely alarmed. Is that the one you're looking for?
No, it's on NewsNation. It's her aunt or cousin or sister. She's doing the interview.
She has blonde hair?
Yeah, long. Yeah, like thick, long.
Yeah, here, I just put it in the back. Here's the video.
Yeah, that's her. Yeah, yep. She's doing, it's where she comes up and talks about her. That's what I want to hear. Like, I want to hear her talk about, you know what I mean? There we go.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
her. Yeah, you got it. Yeah.
No problem.
You got it. You got it. All right. This is it. Yes. All right. I think we got it here. All right. Here we go.
New developments. Have you heard anything new from police?
No, today's been 12 days since we've last heard from her and since her phone has gone dead. And now it's just kind of a waiting game. The family did all they could to try to find, to try to do their own investigation, but now it's in the hands of the police and the investigators.
One thing I'm confused by is that she went back to the airport and was trying to, it sounds like, buy a ticket so she didn't have to be on standby. So if she went back to the airport, it sounds like she wanted to get to New York. So something, I guess, happened from the time after she went back to LAX. Is that right?
Yeah. So from what we can tell, and just to let you know, she landed at 9:53 p.m. On Friday. So it was late in the evening. So what we can tell is that she was on standby. The reason that she was going, out to the same place, the Grove, she must have been staying there somewhere around that area. She felt safe there. It's very touristy. And then she was at the airport speaking with an American Airlines agent, and she was like, I want to get out of here. And that kind of lines up with the frustration via the text messages. And then, on the 11th, it was just the strangest text, the most bizarre text. It caused such alarm in the family before we even knew something was wrong. And then, through our investigation, we were made aware of video footage of her on the metro late in the evening on the 11th and being, exiting the train at the Pico station at the Pico station at 10 p.m. is terrifying. It's dangerous. There's no reason that Hannah would go there unless she was misled, unless she was forced to, or unfortunately now we're thinking unless she was drugged.
We obviously haven't been able to see the surveillance video. Police haven't released it.
Now, see, she keeps saying drugged and abducted and missing and things like that. She went back to LAX 3 times. It's very odd.
I'm just thinking all these places she was are the kinds of places there would be a lot of cameras. The subway station, the shopping center, the airport. Has the family been able to look at any of the video? Because, as a family member, you can tell if someone's acting strange or if something is up.
Yeah, I mean, I can tell you, we don't want to hinder the investigation because it seems like the investigators are really starting to take us seriously now, which we are so grateful for. But what we can tell you is that it made us extremely alarmed to the point where we started sounding the alarm as loud as we could.
What, after seeing the video, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
After being made aware of the video.
Everyone's been so focused on the investigation, but tell us a little bit about Hannah, because it sounds like she was really excited to get to New York because this was a big deal job for her as a photographer, one of her first where she was going to make good money, it sounds like.
Yeah, I mean, I talked to her a couple times that week, in depth about what she should bring, what she should wear, how was the weather in New York. That she called me up 2 weeks before that, and she's like, Auntie Ree, I got a press pass. I mean, that had been on her bucket list forever to get a paid, photography gig. She'd been working up to it for the past 5 years. And she had an itinerary that she sent her mom that was like detailed. It had, like whole agendas of where to eat, what museums to go to. She had a hotel room that she paid, a couple $1,000s that stayed empty the whole time.
It doesn't sound like she would have wanted to miss that trip.
No, and that's, like there's so much speculation out there, where a lot of the times when you hear a story like this, like, well, maybe she wanted to run away or maybe she wanted to, but what people don't realize is that she has, hundreds of friends that haven't heard from her either. No one has heard from her. Not a single person has heard from her. And that is unlike Hannah. Hannah checks in, like I said, I speak to her 2 to 3 times a week, about music, about dancing, about, a sunset that she saw. She's just that person. She's so communicative.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button.
No thanks, Ashley. No thanks. So anyhow, like I said, there's a lot going on. And I feel like her family, they're begging for help and they're begging for people to pay attention to what's going on. They're saying something's not right. Something is not right. And your family, when something isn't right.
Yeah, this is actually kind of a weird situation. Was there any reason why the father unalived himself? Like, did he leave a note or something?
I'm not sure if it was like just the stress and his daughter missing. I'm not sure. I don't know. They said they found it. All I really know is that they found him there.
Yeah. I mean, this doesn't seem like people are trying to say it sounds like a runaway, but no, like some people are saying that, but that doesn't sound like a runaway situation to me.
Especially after paying thousands of dollars for a hotel room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't see why she would pay that much or have a hotel room
So her job was for
the gig that she was going to do, only to not stay there, not go there, not show up. You know, that's just not. It doesn't seem right. Sorry, it doesn't seem right.
Yeah, it seems a little odd because she has her job lined out in New York, right? As a photographer, she goes to LAX. She misses her connection with a flight. Is that my understanding or something like that?
Yes. Yeah. Matter of fact, here you got Kodo's back here again.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try to pull that.
I could get it for you. I can put it back.
Oh,
Yeah,
no,
I think that's.
I would say it's I got it in the hold on.
Yeah, cool.
Because it's got a timeline with it of like dates and times and stuff.
Well, I mean, they said is the photography gig real, or that's what my first thought. But then I heard that she didn't make it to New York, so that's you know what I mean. So I mean, probably that connection had 45 minutes. What was she doing in that time to miss it? You have to read it, B10, because I didn't have time to AI voice it. Okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's what it's basically just articles, or whatever. So November 8th, Friday, they're saying her flight from Maui to New York City. She was gonna go visit her aunt. She had booked her first big music photography gig, and let's see here. This is same thing as here. We'll pull hers up because I got the same article that she's got on there. But I wonder if it was maybe not a. You know how sometimes they set up those fake jobs, and really it's like something else, you know, where they snatch, you know, like not snatch you, but basically have you come out to do a gig and then they, you know, do drugs and party with you and then you get stuck out there because they.
Yeah, I mean, that's a possibility, but she didn't make it to New York. My understanding was the gig was in New York. So.
Right. No, she just stayed in Cali. So I didn't know if someone had, you know, was like planned there to pick her up or be there to, you know, get her when she was there or.
Let me see some.
Grizzly True Crime has been going over this too, and so she is a really big channel, and she has a lot of good information. If you guys want to check in more into it, it's Grizzly True Crime. Here's her link too. She goes over it as well.
So basically landed in Kobayashi landed in LAX from Maui at 9:53 p.m. local time and was seen on surveillance footage leaving the aircraft dressed in black hoodie and sweatpants and tie-dye leggings, and shows a photo like that. And then it
Apple Snapple, you're up here with us, but you have really bad feedback, and so I have you muted right now. I don't know if you want to pop down and come back up or fix your earbuds. It's just cackling real bad, so I muted you. I'm sorry. Sorry, B-Tim. I didn't mean to be rude.
No problem. On November 9th, first sighting in the Grove. Kobayashi was sighted at the Grove shopping mall in downtown LA. She spent a considerable time in Taishin Books and asked to charge her phone. She went to the bookstore and asked employees to charge her phone, so she charged the phone there for an hour and a half while she got food. Her aunt, Lori Pidgeon, told Fox News on November 21st, appearing alongside Kobayashi's father. Quote, she even filled out a mailing list with her Hawaiian address, and it's in her handwriting. Then the 10th, November 10th, the second sighting at the Grove. Sunday, 2 days after she missed her connecting flight, Kobayashi returned to the Grove, where she was seen in the background of a video from a Nike and LeBron James event, and she also posted a picture from the event on her Instagram page. November 11th, strange text in return to LAX. Kobayashi's aunt, Laura Pidgeon, told USA Today that the strange and super strange and alarming text began on the Monday after connecting flights was missed. We started getting texts saying that she didn't feel safe, that someone was trying to steal her funds, that someone was trying to take her identity. Pidgeon said, quote, weird things calling us babe, things that weren't quite the normal way that she speaks. She started getting texts saying that she didn't feel safe, that someone was trying to steal her funds, that someone was trying to take her identity. Kobayashi's aunt Laura Pajian told USA Today on November 17th. She's last texts were also absent of emojis, which her family had told Fox News on November 21st was very unusual. Hawaii News Now earlier reported on November 15th on one message sent to Kobayashi. Friend read in part, quote, "I got tricked pretty much into giving away all my funds." A second message said, "For someone I thought I loved." Kobayashi's sister, Sydney Kobayashi, told the news outlet that the texts were really weird. "It's weird to me because it doesn't sound like her, like there's just something off about it," she said. So I wasn't.
The aunt, or what are you reading?
I'm reading the article. I'm reading an article, and that's the.
Okay, you're not reading the Kodo stuff though, right?
No, I'm reading this because I didn't know if you had pulled up the Kodo stuff. Sorry.
Yeah, it's on the screen. I just didn't know if you were reading it. And I was
sorry
with the article that you were reading.
I was reading it separate because I wasn't sure you were pulling up. So I'm sorry. I'll read this. November 8th.
Fine, Apple, you're back up here again.
Okay, is it working now?
Yeah, it's fine. It was cackling real bad at first, but it's good now.
Yeah, my headphones were trouble connecting.
You know what? If I could say something, I think like with the text messages, I have a feeling that's, in my opinion, usually the family's feelings about it not being right and it being weird is pretty close. So I would kind of have a good feeling that text was not done by her, that it was done by somebody else, and that this was some sort of attempt at covering their tracks. That's just my feeling on that. So I don't know if that text was from someone else. I think I have a good feeling that it might be from someone else and not from her, personally.
And I feel the same way, Tim. And I didn't think too much of the story. Like, I've followed it for a few days now. I actually sent something to Queen early this morning / last night about this. But I didn't see any real crazy red flags until the dad suddenly jumped from like a 7-story parking structure. Like, she, like, for that task.
What'd you send me? Did you send it on email or something? I didn't get it.
Yeah.
So, okay, I'll go back in there and check.
I sent it out like 2:00 this morning, my time, but it states that he had jumped from a structure, and it had his interview with the news. But for him to just go, and do this supposedly, I think that somebody found him maybe and maybe pushed him allegedly, but I don't think he did it himself. I think there's too much overlap, and for him to, after a few days, just jump off of a structure like that.
Sometimes grief is very, very hard for people to deal with, and it's really
what
hard.
I mean, I would say,
I'm sure what's going on with that. I don't know if that's.
Can I say something?
Maybe because in my opinion, because of his daughter, but I mean, I don't know if he struggled with depression or but like that prior to.
Yeah, can I say something? Usually with unaliving events, the cops pretty much know by the trajectory, by how a person is pushed or versus jumped if it's an unaliving, and I'm pretty sure they probably checked. I don't think.
Yeah, the police know what's going on with that, I'm sure.
You know what I mean? And I think the police would have said something if it was like suspicious. I think the only connection is maybe the guy felt hopeless and maybe, just couldn't handle the grief of like his daughter being missing and then just decided to succumb to his grief. And I don't think there's some sort of plot to murder him, because I think like most likely there would be surveillance footage of him with someone else, or they would check the trajectory of which he was being he was pushed, or and if they didn't see that, then it's not that. And then sometimes we kind of try to connect unrelated events together to make it a grander conspiracy, but it could be just that he just
they might have a
grief.
video.
That he just suffered grief, and until the cops tell you otherwise, the only facts we can go by is by articles and what the police said, and basically they said it's an unaliving event, an unfortunate tragedy that furthers for the family.
Do we know, because I haven't been able to find anything, and you seem to have found a few articles, Tim. Do we know if any other families out there, like in LAX?
I mean, I think there was a couple of people out there searching. A couple of family members are out there
Oh,
searching.
okay. I haven't seen anything else. All I've seen is the father, and then I think like a cousin or a sister.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. I just think like that's a situation with the unaliving event situation. So but yeah, we'll have to see, because like to me, like if you actually did something like that to someone in that facility in there's so many surveillance
Yeah.
footage, there would be impossible. You know, like there's more cameras there than probably most places you'll ever think about, and that's a major area.
I've been through LAX.
So hold on one sec. This is actually an official statement from the immediate family of Hannah Kobayashi. I'm going to read this real fast. So it says the family of Hannah Kobayashi is urgently pleading with the public to maintain focus on her search. Hannah is still actively missing and is believed to be in imminent danger. It is crucial for everyone to remain vigilant in their efforts to locate Hannah. The Kobayashi family endured a devastating tragedy after tirelessly searching throughout Los Angeles for 13 days. Hannah's father, Ryan, tragically took his own life. The loss has compounded the family's suffering immeasurably. What the family needs most in this difficult time is for all communities to rally again around them with support, compassion, and prayers. Please be considerate with your comments and your posts. The trauma they are enduring is profound, and they now face the additional burden of grieving the loss of their family's pillar and navigating the next steps. We kindly ask that you respect the family's privacy during this period. Please refrain from contacting any of the family members. Please do not contact any or reach out to any of these family members at all. Regardless of any previous connections you may have had, your understanding and cooperation is greatly appreciated. Please allow them space to grieve and process the significant loss. Again, it is the family's wish that the public please keep the focus on locating and recovering Hannah safely. If you see Hannah, please call 911 immediately. Please obtain a photograph if possible. Your prompt action is crucial, and if you're able to safely keep eyes on her until law enforcement arrives, please do so. In accordance with the family's wishes, we all have information or wishes. All information, tips, and media inquiries are to be directed via text message or emailed. The family wants to expressly state that if you or anyone you know is struggling with suicidal ideations, they want to encourage you to reach out to the crisis hotline, lifeline at 988. So that is their statement at this time.
Good advice to be like, don't try to bother these people. They're already suffering through a lot of tragedies right now.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird timeline because she misses her flight, her overflight to New York, and then she starts just kind of traveling around LA to a bookstore, and then she has two weird Venmo payments that she did with names they're not familiar with, and then she talks about this text with someone she trusted and loved, and she got bamboozled or her funds taken or all her funds taken, and it's very weird. Makes sense. She's speaking spiritual journey, Bohemian Grove. That's a place many cults go to, and they have. I don't want to go. Oh my God, it's just not go there. Please don't, God, no. No one has said anything that matters of fact, but I understand where you're coming from. Let me see. It's more than a case, but I have no problem discussing cases. I think it's pulling out reckless speculation.
I agree with psyops.
Yeah.
The fact that her bags and the fact that she waits there for days show you she wasn't trying to get to New York.
Yeah, so let me just read the timeline of events for people. I think I'll pull up Kodos. I have it like on the side, so I have a little time. I have about an hour before work. This is my lunch break, so I'll help out. November 8th, Friday. And this I'm reading from Kodos video. If you want to watch is a good timeline of events. Hit the like button, go to Kodos video. If you want to watch it yourself to get a very quick synopsis of the case in the timeline, it's a good one. And please support the channel, that channel, for doing that, and hit the like button. So I'll read it from there. It says, Hannah fly. Yeah. All right. So I'll read the thing. It says November 8th, Friday. Hannah flies from Maui to New York City. Hannah was going to visit her aunt. She had booked her first big music photography gig in New York as a photographer. She was very excited and paid thousands for her hotel room. Hannah had a handwritten itinerary of the trip. She called it her, quote, and you dropped it. I'll pull it up. Quote.
Yeah, you're reading it. It's too small to read on the screen. So
I'll just read it from that.
Yeah, it's way too small on the screen to read.
Okay. Well, had a handwritten itinerary for the trip. She called it her bucket list trip. Dreams become reality.
Can you see it on the screen? Maybe it's just small for me. Can you see that?
Yes, I can see that very
I'll
easily.
leave that up. It's super small for me, so I thought it was small for everybody.
Someone might need glasses. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Hey, enough of that. All right, if you can see it, I'm
okay. I'm just saying, someone might need to check their eye doctor or something. I don't know.
Hey, I'm looking at a little small screen here.
Listen. Whatever, keep on denying Father Time, just like Tyson did.
And you just caught me with a Rolo in my mouth.
Yeah, she had her ex-boyfriend okay. So Hannah had in her bucket list. Dreams become reality. She and her ex-boyfriend had booked this trip to NYC together, but had since broken up. The tickets were non-refundable. They both continued on the trip anyway, just separately. That's interesting detail. They had tickets for a DJ Scott Hansen, aka Taicho. How do you say that? Concert or Brooklyn Steel in Brooklyn on November 12th. Hannah was very excited. You can continue, or I can continue on my end. I don't mind. I have it on the side. Hannah's family said the boyfriend told them he and Hannah did not sit together and did not have contact on the flight. That's an interesting detail. I'd probably hope the cops are talking. Just give them, at least figure out, because that's an interesting detail. 9:53 p.m. lands at LAX, and 11 p.m. supposed to board the connecting flight to New York. 40-minute layover to walk across the airport to connecting flights terminal. So this is a very tight flight. You wouldn't be going shopping. You might pick up a snack, but you wouldn't be going shopping. So that's interesting. Hannah's ex-boyfriend makes the connecting flight, no problem. But Hannah misses the connecting flight. Hannah stays overnight at LAX waiting for a standby flight, according to family. Okay, so that's an interesting detail. And then it has a photo, and Kodo has the photo up of her showing her photo of Hannah arriving at LAX. November 9th, Saturday. Hannah is seen on a airport security camera and leaves the airport wearing a black hooded sweatshirt, tie-dye leggings, and a dark green backpack, and her luggage. This is from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Hannah is seen at the Grove Shopping Center in Fairfax, District of Los Angeles, specifically at the Titian Books. She's charged her phone. Hannah takes a photo at 2:43 p.m. from the bookstore and sends it to her aunt. Evening, Hannah is spotted back at LAX. November 10th, Sunday, 3:40 p.m. Hannah is again seen at the Grove at a Nike event for LeBron James, captured on video outside. Random YouTuber made a video of the event. Hannah was captured in the stream. So that's interesting. So she's just kind of doing tourist things.
Can you send me the link right there? The link that they have pinned. See it right there? Can you send that? It says 30 seconds in. Will you send that to me?
I can. Yeah.
I don't know where she got this article from. So wherever she screen recorded it from, I'm asking if she can send it.
I can look for it. Let me see.
Yeah, I want to know what random YouTuber. Hannah posted a photo from the event to her Instagram, which is right here, which was the feet. And this post here, this is her Instagram post. She then sent a Venmo payment to two people whose names the family does not recognize. Hannah is believed to have returned to LAX. November 11th, which is Monday, Hannah filled out an application for a book club at the Tasha bookstore using her Hawaiian address on November 11th. Her aunt said witnesses then told her, the family, that Kobayashi was in good spirits and said she had a little bit of time to explore LA. Hannah's mother texted her asking whether she made it to New York. Kobayashi responded no. Her sister said the messages were mildly suspicious at first, employing words like hun, love, and babe that her sister Sydney says weren't in her sister's regular vocabulary. Hannah regularly uses many emojis in her text. The messages had none. So they even knew like the way she was texting wasn't right. Hannah regularly uses many emojis in her text. Okay, so there was not a single emoji. She's an artist. Instead of a question mark, she would put a crystal ball. She's just that cute. And there was none of that. Her aunt said on Thursday that she said that someone was trying to steal her funds. Not cash, not money, funds. Like, who uses that word? She wrote, okay, so she wrote she was having a spiritual awakening.
By the way, Queen, Cappy's in the back, by the way. Sorry.
What's up, Cap?
Hey, baby. What's up?
Still found the video, by the way. I also found the video, by the way. Just you can go. I'm letting Queen know.
No, but it's super weird to me that during her layover, she waited all that time and she went to the Grove. That's like nowhere near LAX. That's like a 40-minute drive one way and a 40-minute drive back. Like,
yeah, so that's odd,
long.
Ain't it?
It is really odd.
Will you drop that video in the back, B Tim? The link to that.
I mean, maybe she was underestimating it, but you can pull it up on Google. It tells you how long it takes. You know?
Yeah, so why? I mean, I don't know why the hell she'd go clear out there. Like I said, that I wanted to play that video or whatever. But there's also a let me see here. I don't know why. It's very, like I said, there's odd shit going on. There's just a lot of odd shit going on, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Here's the video, and you need to go to. They show her. It's not the video, but it's like a news. It's inside, but if you go to 53 seconds of that video, it shows the actual clip from the LeBron thing. So you need.
Yeah, because it said something about 30 seconds in. That's not 30 seconds in?
Well, this is a news station that just clipped it and put it onto their news station. So I found that quicker than looking for that stream. Yeah. Yeah, it's very odd behavior so far. I mean, basically, she's going down there with her ex. Separate flight. He leaves. She stays. She becomes kind of a tourist walking around. And then she starts talking irrationally, talking about identities, her stolen money. You can play it. This is the part.
Capture footage of the missing woman attending a Nike LeBron James merchandise event at the Grove shopping mall. Notice she's wearing headphones and a backpack. Next day, her phone pinged at LAX. She also texted something unsettling to her family. I just finished a very intense spiritual awakening. I'm heading back to the airport to get to NYC. I might need some help getting there. There was also another troubling text. I got hacked. I can't fly. I got tricked pretty much into giving away my funds for someone I thought I loved.
She felt scared, unsafe, just strange things.
They say Hannah's ex-boyfriend was also on her flight to LA, but believe he has nothing to do with her disappearance.
That is not the focus of the investigation at this time.
Now comes another sighting of Hannah at a downtown metro station.
So she was out there just traveling along. If they seen her there, you said that's 40 minutes away, right?
That's what
Yes.
Kathy said. Now, is there like that's very interesting where it's a spiritual awakening and stuff like that, and her funds for someone she loves. That doesn't sound that sounds like very odd. I'm trying to wonder like two things I'm wondering. Is that actually her texting? Or is she you know what I mean? Like, because sometimes the people that commit crimes sometimes try to throw off people by texting and pretending to be the person, or is that or is that just that's her, but she's like in sort of different state of mind or something like that, if you catch my drift or something. I'm just not sure. What do you think? And your thoughts? And very weird wording, you say spiritual and journey and spiritual awakening and that stuff. That's very odd language to use. Um, very odd language to use. That's the next day, and the day after that, she stayed at the airport during the layover. Yeah, I've been on spiritual has a lot to do with this.
Okay, she
Yeah,
stayed during the layover but missed the flight, so that's why she went to the Grove?
yeah. She missed her flight.
There wasn't a new flight lined up at all? Or
No, apparently not.
okay, then that I guess makes a little more sense than why she went.
Yeah, it says Hannah seen the airport
Oh,
security
okay.
camera, leaves airport wearing black hoodie. 12 to 3, Hannah seen at the Grove shopping. So she misses her flight because her flight was supposed to be, let me see, was supposed to be 11. So she leaves, she goes to the Grove, and then she's seen again at the LeBron event at 3:40, and then she's seen again. Then you know what I mean? Like it's just very weird because like why would you miss your flight that you spent thousands of dollars on a hotel in New York? And then proceed to talk and then proceed to just kind of walk around LA, and then you know what I mean? That just doesn't make sense, to be honest with you. It doesn't make sense at all.
No, it's weird.
It is very weird. And I'm wondering if like she met up with some people in LA that kind of bamboozled her, or you know what I mean? But
Yeah, it makes me wonder too.
yeah. But do you think that was her on the phone with the texts, or do you think it might be someone else if they have like this weird
If
feeling?
the family is like saying what they're saying, I don't think that it doesn't sound like her, right? And
Yeah.
it's always a red flag when somebody's like, oh, I need money, and then they're missing, like.
Oh, all my money was stolen by someone I loved, you know.
Yeah, that's weird as fuck.
And then you have 2 Venmo payments to random people. Is a very weird situation. So it makes me wonder if that was even her on that phone communicating with the family. I would question that.
I would too.
That would be the first thing I would probably wonder. And I hope the police are pinging that phone to see if they can get the locations where it's at. But, they're not going to just tell people right away until they get that closed. She missed her flight and then stayed all night at the airport, was bored the next day, went to the Grove to eat anchor and go to bookstore. Unless she's a spiritual awakening would seem to me to bring her close to you. Yeah, it's weird. Let me see.
There are so many. There's other places that are so much closer than the Grove to LAX. That's really weird.
Well, question: how would she know? Is a Grove like a big deal in LA? Like, is there it's like a?
I've been there like once, but yeah, like people talk about it, like, oh, the Grove.
Because I've never heard of the Grove, but I'm not. My sister's never mentioned the Grove. I've talked to her for hours.
I don't go there, but I'm not in that part of LA either. But it's kind of popular, I guess. I don't think it's like a tourist attraction, really, though. Like,
so the locations on timeline, it last pinged at the airport on the 11th. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, question like, is there like something like if you're like leaving in the airport, would you have to be like worried about? Like, what would you worry about if you're just a tourist and you're leaving the LAX? Is that like a pretty safe area, or what's the situation there?
Yeah, I mean, some of it is.
Okay.
Like, part of the surrounding of LAX is somewhat high crime, and
Okay.
then part of it's very nice.
So the
'Cause it's right
text.
by the beach.
So the texts say, "I got hacked." This is her, and the other person on the line says, "Hacked by who?" It says, and then she says, "Stripped of my identity, I can't fly." 3:40 p.m. And then the other person say, "Wait, what? How did you get to LA from Maui?" And then she says, "Some weird shit, babe." And then the other person on the line says, "Explain, so I can try to help." And then I'm trying to see if there's more. I can't go to the PO. I can't go to, I'm trying to see how small. PO. And then the person said, "Explain it to me so that I can try to be of help to you." And then another person says, then she says, "I got tricked pretty much into going away all my funds for someone I thought I loved. I've been on the streets." So that's interesting. Okay. And then there's more. Another message said, "I got tricked pretty much into giving away all my funds," followed by one saying, "For someone I thought I loved." And then Hannah says, "Hi, loves. I just finished a very intense spiritual awakening. I'm charging my phone and heading back to the airport to get to NYC. I might need some help getting there. It's a long story. I'll keep you posted. I think I still have my hotel room," which is an odd statement. And then the family says her family does not believe Hannah sent these texts. "I personally don't think that was my sister. It's weird to me
Wasn't
because
she cited at the Metro too?
the Metro.
The train station.
I don't know. I have to look it up back. My memory's not clear on that. Someone try to help me. I'll look
I'm
it
not
up.
sure if I'm mixing that up with another case or something.
I don't
heard,
think
like,
there was any Metro, but
that she got on at LA at Century. Went to
okay.
Rosa
Some people
Parks,
are
and then
saying
La
yes.
Brea.
People are saying
Okay.
yes. Okay.
Okay.
And then it says, "I personally don't think that." Okay. "It's weird to me because it doesn't sound like her. Like there's just something off about it. I don't know if it's her or someone else." Then Hannah spoke to an American Airlines ticket agent trying to get a direct flight to NYC and off of standby. Hannah leaves her phone at the airport, or this is where it's turned off. Its last location pings. See, I would like to see, I hope that the actual airline recorded the call to see if that was her voice or not. You know what I mean? Because it seems like that's a very odd situation. And then turns off her phone and leaves it at the airport. That's odd. Hannah leaves her phone at the airport, or this is where she turned it off. The last location pings here at the airport. You know what I mean? Like it seems like to me. I mean, I'm going to read a little bit because I'm just trying to see if that was the last. Okay, so that's very odd. Last location of the phone pings at November 11th, 9:04 p.m. Hannah boards the LAX Metro C line and Aviation and Century Station. Transfers at Rosa Parks Station. It is confirmed video Hannah was with a man the duration of her time on the Metro. 10:03, Hannah and the male departs the Metro at Pico Station. Pico Station.
Pico. I'm
Pico.
sorry, I said La Brea. I said La Brea earlier. Pico. You're right. Okay.
No sighting since. Hannah is then seen on surveillance cameras near Pico Metro stations downtown Los Angeles. The Pico station is a very bad neighborhood, and it was late at night. And her aunt said that causes us to even more alarm because it's not a place that Hannah would go. There's no
Rosa
reason
Parks
that.
is too. Rosa Parks Station. Well, the Century and Aviation Station, you can run into some characters there too.
What's the chances of like she misses the flight, she gets into a kind of argument with like she's kind of annoyed with her ex-boyfriend. She thinks that if she goes down there, it reunites the situation. It's not the case. She just kind of emotionally leaves the flight and goes kind of wanders LA, not sure if she wants to go to New York or not, and then meets someone. And then suddenly, odd events begin to happen. What's the chances of that?
I think the chances are kind of high. Like, you got to really watch your back when you travel.
This is
there's people here that target tourists. I know of this, like, from firsthand.
And then the person lures them away to kind of this location,
Yeah. No.
The family said that it is evident that Hannah does not appear to be in good condition, and she is not alone. The metro station is near Crypto.com, an area that serves the A and E lines of the Los Angeles Metro. She didn't look normal, her normal self. Her aunt told Daily Mail she was with someone, but we don't know who it was at that point, and she didn't look like she was safe. We can't release the footage. We would love to get the release to the public. Her aunt said, we've seen it and we know that it is out there, and we're like, why is it not getting released at this point? November 12th, Hannah's family, mom specifically, files a missing persons report with the Los Angeles Police Department. Hannah's family flew over to Hawaii to Los Angeles to retrace the steps. They focused on areas around the LIX public transit routes, while coordinating with local authorities and the community assistance. Despite extensive searches and public appeals, Hannah whereabouts remain unknown. There's been a lot of misinformation of, is Hannah having a psychotic break? Has Hannah had any mental illness? She has not, nor has she ever had any mental illness. Hannah aunt said, please just come home. Her father, Ryan Kobayashi, said, just please give us a call to reach out anybody, and we will find you, Hannah. Hannah will find you. We'll bring you home. It's pretty tragic.
So what happened to her dad? He unalived or something?
Yeah,
Did
he
I hear
jumped
that
off.
right?
Yeah.
Oh man, that's so horrible.
Yeah.
How sad.
Yeah, after searching for his daughter for 2 weeks, it almost is like the pain's unbearable. You know what I mean?
Right. I mean, you can only speculate that. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
guess we don't really know why, but like I imagine it's probably somewhere.
Did the
like
dad
that,
leave
like-
a note? That's the question I have. That's the weird thing.
Yeah. Oh God, that is so fucking sad, man.
Absolutely.
Very, very tragic.
So Hannah's
like I
aunt,
said, like
Hannah's
part
aunt,
of the areas by LAX are very like high crime. Like anytime someone's coming to visit LA, I tell them, like a friend of mine that's out of state, like I'll be like, hey, tell me the address of your hotel, because travel agents will put tourists like in really bad areas.
Yeah, and what's
Like,
interesting,
it's really fucked up.
what's interesting is, like, I would like to kind of know a little bit about Hannah, a little bit about like how her personality is, and would she be like into like, spirit, like new age spiritualism or art stuff, and maybe she got into, some guy came up and kind of used that to get close to her, you know what I mean, at the bookstore, something like that.
Yeah.
That's the thought. That's just and I'm wondering if maybe she met this individual, kind of like thought she liked him. She's already broken up with her other ex, and they use this opportunity to kind of prey on a very pretty girl.
And they're saying that the two guys that she was with, they're saying the family knows him. They just won't say who it is. So they know who she was with in LA. They just don't want to say their name.
That's weird. That's weird.
Huh?
Where did they
That's
hear that?
weird.
Let me see.
Oh
So
no. What the fuck is that all about?
Yeah, they don't want to reveal the name. So that's why I think SF was like, okay, well, maybe there's a reason why she's went missing on her own. Maybe she left. Maybe she did leave. Who knows? There was just a guy who faked his own death so he could leave his wife and family behind and go live a life that he wanted to live without the repercussions,
The family not wanting to like let like his name out though is kind of like not
Yeah,
helpful, I'm sure.
it was kind of odd that I wondered why they weren't putting it out there. I don't know.
Yeah. Kodo says she is 30. She's a photographer. She does traditional Hawaiian fire dance, and she does a lot of charity. She's an artist. She recently single. Yeah, which could be like a situation where she meets someone. Because why did she return back to the bookstore, right? She returned
Or
back
to the LAX like 7 times, three times, or whatever it was, 4 times. She went back like 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, and then she talks about this person's talking about whoever's on the phone talks about her spiritual awakening. So I'm wondering, did she meet back with this person and have a conversation? I don't know. She live alone or with her boyfriend? I don't know that. That's why the family's opinions matter so much. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. Well, some arty people are the type that would be into new age stuff. Yeah, sometimes. I don't know about a cult because you need a lot more information before you can go with that. You know what I mean? I can't say that. There's not enough for that. It could be that she just like went to fucking Pilates and decided, wow, this is great. Who knows? Like these Pilates, it's a spiritual, we don't know what she considers like a spiritual awakening. A spiritual awakening could be someone having a Big Mac and saying, wow, it's my best Big Mac I ever had. That's a joke a little bit, but whatever. Watching the live patrol, YouTubers chasing scanners calls at night. They are all over LA every time. You can see how scary places that. Yeah, it could be scary place. There's a rumor one person she followed her on Instagram, but I don't have proof. Yeah, I mean, my guess is hopefully, did they ever recover the phone, Kodo? Like, did they get it or they just pinged it? That would be something. That would be interesting.
Well, I think they pinged it because they said the phone was gone. The phone was dead.
Yeah.
It's now dead, so they have no way of getting in touch with her or hold of her or anything, so it's...
Yeah. It's a very odd case, man. It is like a very odd case because I'm not sure. Part of me is like, I'm not sure if she purposely is going away by herself and she's like voluntarily going with this guy that might not be too good for her, or is this being forced? And I just don't know. It's a very odd one. And I'm wondering.
Well, I mean, why make these arrangements with her aunt? You know what I'm saying? Like, why make her aunt think she's coming up there or pay for, a couple $1,000s for a room gig and all that to just say, oh, fuck it. It doesn't really make sense.
Well, she could have had a fight with her boyfriend at the airport. He leaves. She separates from him. She probably thought maybe if I go down to, New York with my ex-boyfriend, we can come back together again. And maybe that just didn't work out, and she got mad and she starts walking around, starts thinking to reevaluate what she's going to do with her life type of deal.
Well, no, they split up before they ever even left.
But
they had split up prior to even leaving.
Yeah, but I mean, like it could be.
Well, yeah,
like
I do, but I'm just saying she already had arrangements to go meet up with other people. You know what I'm saying? To go meet up and then to go to her aunt's house. They were going on their own separate ways. You know what I'm saying? Like they weren't. I don't think they had intentions on staying together.
Yeah, they said Ko says they didn't speak at all.
Yeah, no. So I mean, I think they only kept the tickets and traveled together because they were already paid for, and you can't get your money back once they're paid.
Yeah. It's just a very weird situation because why would you miss out on a flight? You got a paid gig. You're dreaming about going to New York, and then you decide to kind of skip out and just kind of do.
She's on her bucket list that she's wanted to do for a really long time.
Yeah, and then you start going on, you start walking around LA for a couple of days, and then you decide to come back with another. It's just very weird. Very weird. Do I think? And really, based upon the information, it sounds voluntary that she's kind of walking around by herself. It doesn't sound like she's being pushed, and they're saying that she doesn't look good in the last surveillance footage. So I'm just wondering what that means. It can mean a lot of things. So that's it's I don't know. Was the photography job legit? Like, was she referring to that? You know what? I think she was referring to, when I was reading that, I was thinking more along the lines of the boyfriend. Like, you know what I mean? When I was thinking, reading that, I was thinking, like, is she kind of referring to her boyfriend a little bit? You know, I got tricked pretty much into giving away all my funds for someone I thought I loved. I've been on the streets, you know what I mean? Or was it someone that she met in the bookstore, and they kind of bamboozled her with to get all her money, and now she's sleeping on the streets, and she, you know, she doesn't have a hotel? Because a very interesting thing is, like, hasn't been mentioned in this article, I don't know if it's missed, was it doesn't really say like where she's staying in LA. Like, where is she sleeping while she's down there? Is she just hanging out at the airport? I mean, like, that's the thing I'm kind of confused about. Is she at a hotel? Did she pay cash at the hotel? Is she using a credit card at the hotel? Is she just staying at the LIX and sleeping there? That's another question I'd probably ask, and I'm not sure if the audience knows. She got a press pass to be set, and then stuff, and it was absolutely real. Her ex isn't a photographer. Okay. It could be. That's what I think. Because no one knows me, Tim. That's why she's missing. Well, no, what I'm saying, while the days, like the days that she's missing her flight, you know what I mean? Like, she's walking around, she's at the bookstore, she's seen at the LeBron thing. Where is she sleeping? These are a couple of days. You know what I mean? Like, where is she laying her head at night? So she stayed at the airport 2 to 3 nights. Okay, thank you for that clarification. If her boyfriend was not sitting next to her on the plane, did they interview who was sitting next to her? I don't know. I think that's kind of tough to do, because I don't know if they're gonna. That's gonna take a little time. The job is legit. Yeah, I was thinking the job would be legit too, because it's in New York. So if it was in LA, I would go into that thought process, maybe like she got scammed and bamboozled. But I'm thinking in terms of she met someone and she's starting to do things that are out of her normal behavior due to this new person. Now, I don't know if it's like, you know, drugs. I
Don't
don't
you
know.
think he'd be seen with her at some point in time on the cameras, you know?
Well, he was. The person was seen in the. Someone was seen in
Right, but the one that was seen was the family said they knew who that was, right?
Not according to what I read with Kodo's stuff so far, but you know, I don't know if that was another. I think it was 2 other people. They said there was 2 people, and one of them was that. Yeah, she has, because of the trains, and that's it. When the flights were booked, the seats must have been together, so it's curious they weren't when they flew. Who changed them? Yeah, I mean, it's just odd. I don't even make small talk with anyone if I'm in the airport. I'm just don't. Well, I don't know. You never know with some people. She seems like an outgoing person. If you're doing fire dance and you're doing charity work, you're a very outgoing person. So imagine a pretty girl going to a bookstore, tourist, person meets them. Hey, how you doing? That type of deal. That's what I'm thinking in my head. And then maybe get scammed and bamboozled with their money, maybe tricked. Who knows? This is from SF in the timeline. SF says the family is telling the public that don't know him. SF says they do. He doesn't like that they are lying. Oh, so the family's not cooperating. Okay. And then you're going to play a video? I'll keep quiet.
Well, this is just with the sister and the dad. I was going to see if there's any more information in here that we could get from their interview.
This morning for a Hawaii woman who disappeared in LA. The FBI is now investigating what happened to Hana Kobayashi. The 30-year-old missed a connecting flight from LAX to New York on November 8th. Instead, it appears she toured the Grove Shopping Center and went to a local event in the following days. Her family says they received text messages from her that were out of character, and they also obtained new surveillance video that shows her near the Pico metro station. And they say she wasn't alone in that footage. They think she was abducted or even trafficked. And joining me now is her father and her aunt, Ryan Kobayashi and Laurie Pigeon. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so sorry it's under these circumstances. I know it's been, must be an agonizing time for you right now. How are you doing?
We're really tired, but we are remaining hopeful, and we are remaining, vigilant,
What have you learned? All these clues are kind of emerging. There's images and surveillance video. You saw the images at LAX. What are you learning on a daily basis, and what is the very latest in the case?
So we, through our own investigative work, we've kind of tracked her down. Just a quick synopsis, she missed her flight. She ran, she was trying to connect her flight. We believe that she was on standby. And that because of that, she was going and just basically exploring LA. We have found out that she did charge her phone on Saturday. An employee confirmed it. We actually got proof of her filling out in her own handwriting a mailing list with her address in Hawaii. And then, that's when things got really fuzzy, was on Monday with the weird, very strange text messages that were coming to her family. And we were made aware of video surveillance that shows her with an unidentified person exiting the, around the Pico metro station. And that's sort of where we lose her.
And Brian, can you talk about those text messages and why they were so out of character?
Well, there's new information. We thought she knew who the person was yeah, we thought, okay, so we had thought, or were told that they were well aware of the person that she was with or was seen with, and it says unidentified, so they don't know.
Yeah, but SF is stating that they probably do know.
Well,
that's what SF is saying.
Right.
That I read from Kodo.
But they're saying unidentified. They just said unidentified on there, so I don't know. I don't know if they're lying to him, lying to them, lying to the news, and maybe they're telling the truth. I don't know. I have no idea. They just said on here that unidentified male. So
yeah,
that's a good question. I haven't heard anything from mom. Mom hasn't came out and said anything. There's been no statements from mom that I'm aware of.
Yeah,
I'm not sure where mom is, to be honest. It's just been the dad and the aunt. So.
Well, getting in front of a camera, when it comes to this, is pretty tough because it's like, it's your,
Kodo said they are telling the public they don't know. SF says he has proof that they do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I'm wondering if the family knows this guy and knows the situation and kind of just, I don't know. There's maybe she, they don't agree with the person that she's with or something like that. The mom who is reporting her missing, she's in Hawaii. Yeah. I saw her video with her sister and mom. Okay. Dad must have had issues to unalive himself and leaves the, you know what? I don't know what the issues were. You know what I mean? I don't know. You never know if, well, what is in someone's mind and what can drive them to do something like that, I don't know. Maybe it was just hopelessness, just a bad day. They probably think if they admit they know the man, the police won't help. I don't know. I mean, that's a possibility, but I don't know. Dad was estranged from the daughter.
Well, Sai says, but I mean, really, if they did rob her, I mean, it could explain a whole lot. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. All right, here we go.
Just the wording that she used and just seemed kind of odd, off base. Yeah.
And she said something about giving away her money to someone she thought she was in love with or something. What did they say?
Yeah, it basically said that she gave all her funds away, and just the word funds, not money. not cash, to someone that she loved. Another thing is that Hannah speaks in emojis. Even if you look at her Instagram profile, it's thousands of emojis. And within these texts, there's not a single emoji. And it's just stealing her identity. You know, she had a spiritual awakening. It was bizarre, you know, like and so it wasn't out of character for her.
There's a rally happening today at Crypto Arena. How can people help? What are you asking for from the public?
So we would just like people to show up at 3 p.m. You know, the Lakers game is happening, and she was seen 2 blocks over, and people are coming in from all across California. And I just want to say thank you to the public of Los Angeles, because they've been so helpful. So if you can come to the rally, we're handing out flyers because the family doesn't know how long we can be here. So we can hand out flyers to keep the support going, and to, you know, just give an update to all the people and kind of create the narrative and the truth, you know, and kind of dismay some of the crazy, wild things that are out there, and you know, let them see the family.
And Ryan, if you could talk to her, if she could see this message from you, if she could see some of your appearances, what would be your message to her?
Love you, Hannah. You know, just love all the love and support she has. Everybody's praying for her safe return, and you know, we're just grateful for everything that everybody's been outpouring. It's been overwhelming. Yeah.
And what is she like as a person?
Oh, she's the kindest heart, you know, and everything about her was just beautiful, you know.
Well, we wish you the best. We wish a speedy recovery for her, and that you get some answers.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate it.
It's heartbreaking hearing from her dad, you know. That's so sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, YouTube, I caught that. He said was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her dad. It makes me wonder if he didn't have information or he didn't get information prior to, you know, from the police officers that it's not public or something. You know, there's always parts of the case it's not public, you know. We don't know what all information they have or don't have at this point. But it's just very sad.
I mean, that could be another thought in the situation where we don't know if the he knew something that kind of pushed him over the edge and he found out. You know, we just don't know.
Right.
I mean, it could be something very dark he found out, and you know. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just a very weird case. Let me see.
This Skid Row cam's still going over here. I was watching it. It's
That's what I'm thinking, Dick. It could be that, Dick Donovan. It could be that, where he thinks there is something. Oh, the Skid Row.
And that's the thing too. Yeah, Dick, we don't know. We really don't know. The sad part is, you know, he searched and searched for his daughter.
Yeah.
And, you know, ultimately took his own life. And I don't know why or what led up to that, but I can only imagine that it would have something to do with what's going on right now.
Yeah, I mean,
that's just my opinion. I mean, and people have their right to say their own opinion or have their own opinions or whatever.
Yeah. So
I do say respect the family. Please don't reach out to them. You know, please don't, you know, try to get information or harass them in any kind of way. I don't. I think they've asked for their privacy, and I think that's the best thing to do is give them their privacy to handle their family matters. And I mean, my family, I would want the same respect.
Yeah.
You know, and they didn't expect this. It's not like he was sick and struggling with, you know, cancer or had something going on where they had any kind of warning or anything. They were searching with their dad, you know, her dad, and then the next day he did this. So I'm sure they're with an immense amount of grief right now.
I mean, maybe the officers said, "Hey, we're not sure if she might be still around." we're not sure. We're leaning towards it could be that she's already deceased, and he decides, what's the point, and then does that to himself. You know what I mean? Out of a moment of grief. We just don't know. He might have been told something that he just couldn't handle at that time. You know, who knows? I have to say that is the cleanest Skid Row I have ever seen. Actually, that's not that bad. Last time I seen an image of Skid Row, it was a lot dirtier and a lot more homeless people. So surprising. Maybe you're missing the tone because let me see. No idea. It's happened in the chat already a few times. The arena is a very bad part of town. What if she just ran off? That's what I'm kind of leaning towards. I'm not feeling like she's been trafficked. I have a feeling that she met someone and she's kind of going her own way and she's making bad decisions, let's just say. And I don't know if those bad decisions led to a bad situation. It's much bigger than that. I don't know about that. Oh, it is. Okay. That Skid Row is. Okay. Oh, you have no clue parts are so bad. Yeah, I guess. Mess. That street you can drive down. Yeah, I was about to say this is this cleanest part of Skid Row I ever seen in my life. Actually, this is probably cleaner. I usually see it's almost entire street. It's like a little village. She was moving too freely to have been abducted. Yeah, I'm leaning towards she met someone or she knows someone and she's making bad decisions and something happened. Skid Row has been Skid Row for a while. Basically, these people go there, put their tents, and yeah, they'll just stay there. That's how it is, unfortunately, in New York. Same thing is in LA. In New York, it's almost like it's more manageable, but there are certain parts they just sit in front and that's it. No one says anything. Is that gentleman ever going to get those orange trousers on? Well, yeah. Well, mental illness is a terrible thing, I say. Poor guy. Or in drug addiction, too. Those Venmos could have been for illegal substance theories, not a fact, in my opinion. We don't know. They never said what they were, what they could have been for. So, yeah. I was reading the timeline.
It's heartbreaking. It's especially, JP, for those people, heartbreaking for the people out there, heartbreaking for her dad, their family. There's so many cases of missing people and missing kids and, you know what I'm saying, missing family members. It's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a sad situation. I mean, SF is pretty good. I trust.
There's a listen.
Yes. Yes, Whispers.
Yes. Well, yeah. Yes, she did, ma'am.
You were saying there was a baby? Sorry to cut you off.
No, I said there was still like a baby that went missing and the mom gave it to somebody allegedly, and it's been like 7 years and they still have no idea where this baby's at.
Oh, that's terrible. You're talking about, I know what your case, I think I know what the case you're talking about, right? The one where Betty was reading the article and, then she was telling her fans to look in Venezuela, look in a white baby in Mexico. Is that the case you're talking about? Maybe Tim, I agree. And yes, Whispers, apparent. Yeah, that one. Yeah, that was a weird one. She was telling our audience, please look for any white babies in Mexico with Mexican families. I was like, what? Ma'am, you do realize, besides that being pretty ignorant to say, the lady's clearly lying to the cops. That chances of that being a true statement that she gave her baby to some guy who ran to Mexico is clearly a lie. And most likely that's not the case. Just saying. Now that we know she has estranged from her dad, because I would think she'd reach out by now, being he's gone at least. I don't know if Life Rewind. Sometimes it doesn't work that way. It's an interesting opening panel the other night. Girl, you did survive through the night. Oh, she had a tough opening panel? Oh, shoot. That's not good. I agree if she's alive and hasn't reached out yet about her dad. It's odd. Well, it could be shame. It could be like, oh my God, how could I come forward after this? Sometimes like these events blow up and you're like, oh fuck, I didn't think it was going to blow up to be a fucking countrywide story. And maybe she's just now worried and doesn't want to go out now. Who knows? Yeah, that is quite strange that, but it could have been that he found out something afterwards and just couldn't handle it, you know? So, you know, I don't think he was murdered or anything like that. I don't think there's any connection, any evidence discussing that. Until otherwise, I'll just go with he found out something and unfortunately it resulted in him unaliving himself.
Correction, Dick. She's not been missing since she was 7. She's been missing 7 years.
Yeah, that's what I heard you say. She's been missing 7 years. Did I answer wrong? I thought that's the situation. Oh, okay. Didn't she say she headed to the Redwoods? Who headed to the Redwoods? My son has fallen through the cracks and he is in danger. Oh, I'm sorry for that, Pam. But yeah, Betty needs this. Betty doesn't quite understand her statements when she makes them. She doesn't quite understand herself. So yeah, she doesn't know what she's saying. That is a cesspool of crime and shown to be one of the major topics of terrible, terrifying. If I have children and grandchildren, I would worry today. Well, I mean, Meredith, the world has always been a very, very dangerous place. Any time period you go to, it wasn't great. Let's just say that much.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, there's yeah, the redwoods are beautiful. There's we've been on here about 2 hours and I don't really want to mix the two, so I'll probably close this one down and pop a new one open.
All right, cool. I might not be around.
Sewage and Dolly and all that.
Yeah, you don't want to mix the two up, you know, and this young lady deserves not to be mixed up with
with trash.
That type of mess. Yeah, exactly. This young lady deserves, you know, people to come on, have an understanding of the case, and hopefully people will follow up, and hopefully good news will come about, and this young woman gets found, or some closure. Yeah, or some closure comes about. Anyway, it was good talking to you, Queen. You have a good one.
It was good talking to you too. I hope you have a good day at work today.
Thank you. Bye.
Talk to you later. I appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. We've been on here about 2 hours or so, and I don't want to mix this with, you know, drama and ridiculousness. So I will close this one out, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Bye, everybody.